Greetings collectors and welcome to today's retro game review. Throughout the years there have been numerous racing games, each with their own take on the genre. Racing games tend to be predominantly car based. In the 90s, one series looked to shake up the status quo by presenting us with a gritty 16-bit motorbike combat racer. Join me today in this 3-part mini-series as I take a look back at the original Road Rash trilogy for the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis. Just for clarity, there were Road Rash games after the original trilogy. However, I'll be leaving these out of the retrospective as they never really added much value to the original series. If you are interested though, be aware that Road Rash 3D, Road Rash 64 and Road Rash Jailbreak are available for the completionists to collect. With that said, it's on with the retrospective. Road Rash certainly wasn't the first motorbike racing game. Games such as Kickstart and Enduro Racer had made an earlier attempt to create this niche racing subgenre. These games came and went, although have a clear place in gaming history. If you're asked to name an 8-bit motorbike game, I'm sure that Enduro Racer is the obvious choice that comes to mind. In 1985, Sega's arcade smash Hang On had shown us how a motorbike racer should be done. It was fast, bright and incredibly unforgiving in its original arcade mode. Of course, the Sega Master System, Mega Drive and Genesis would all later get the home ports of Hang On and Super Hang On. It wasn't until 1991 that Electronic Arts both developed and published the first of the Road Rash series. The formula was simple: take the fun and challenge of Hang On, add more bikes, a progression system, cutscenes and weapons. Yes, this was to be a combat cycle masterpiece. Don't expect many options in the game. The focus is solely on the gameplay. The aim of the game is to race against a selection of fellow Rashers over a variety of backdrops. You'll be punching, kicking and slamming your way to pole position and the all-important win. Finishing in the top positions will earn you cash and the ability to move on to level 2, if you can finish all races in the set. The game plays surprisingly well after all these years. The controls are a little twitchy at times, but in a game like Road Rash it's far better that they are oversensitive rather than sluggish. The courses are nicely varied, some with long sweeping turns, others with hills to fly over. The racing element of the game is well executed and the control system generally works well. The B button accelerates and the C button is used for punches and kicks. Some of your opponents will go down fairly easily, others will require a bit more of a beating. As this is America, certain riders will be carrying weapons. Sidle up to these guys and steal their billy club as they're about to strike. It's a very satisfying moment and a gift that keeps on giving, as you roll up to other riders on your hit list and deal out some well-deserved beatings. Of course, all of this illegal activity doesn't go unnoticed by the police. At times they will pursue you. Should you fall off your bike, it's a certain trip to the slammer for you. The best tactic is either beat them to a bloody pulp or simply outrun them. The police, as with the other riders, will become much more aggressive throughout the stages. The main hazards you'll need to look out for are oncoming cars. Collide with one of these and you'll not only damage your bike but also lose time recovering it. Multi-vehicle pile-ups aren't uncommon. If you get the chance, take the opportunity to run over your opponent. All of this action is set to a very grungy soundtrack that only the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive could deliver. It conjures up life on the open road and it really fits the game well. Road Rash is difficult to complete in one sitting, so the developers did include a rather clunky password system. After you finish each race, you'll receive the results screen and a long password to save your progress. Here is the original Sega Mega Drive edition of Road Rash. It's well presented in a standard case and every bit as iconic as the day it was released. Here in the UK, expect to pay around the £10 mark for a mint-in box copy. In the US, expect to pay also around the $10 mark. Road Rash is still a great game. My thoughts are that this price will perhaps hold up quite well over time. Only time will tell though. So, Road Rash, it's fast, it's fun and really set the standard for the rest of the series. Electronic Arts could have stopped at this release. However, positive sales and reviews demanded a second outing. It wasn't until 2 years later that Road Rash 2 hit the Sega consoles, promising to be bigger and better than the original. Join me in the next episode as we discover what Road Rash 2 brought to the franchise.